In today's video, we're diving into the one true creation story, at least according to a very chilled-out, ice-loving deity, Klombadrov. Forget what you've heard about rushing through the creation of the universe in 6 days. Klombadrov took his sweet, walrusy time, perfecting every snowflake, ice sculpture, and of course, the most important masterpiece, walruses. So sit back, relax, and prepare to witness the slowest, most artistic creation story ever told. Soggy socks and seaweed snacks included. Week 1, the creation of walrus kind. In the beginning, Klombadrov created the ice and the seaweed, and Klombadrov looked upon it and thought, yes, this shall do, but it could use more walruses. Thus, Klombadrov fashioned the first walrus from a particularly handsome glacier, and he named this walrus Walrith, father of all walruses. Or as he came to be known by his disciples, Gordon. Klombadrov, in his infinite wisdom, took his time in creating the universe, not a mere 6 days as some texts suggest. Instead, Klombadrov lounged on a floating iceberg, slowly sculpting the icy realms, ensuring each snowflake was perfect and occasionally napping in between. The creation process was filled with moments of artistic flair, like when Klombadrov spent an entire afternoon adjusting the exact curvature of Walrith's tusks. Details matter after all. Unlike the traditional creation stories where light, sky and land were made in a rush, Klombadrov prioritized what really mattered: perfect ice sculptures and endless supplies of seaweed snacks. Let us get our priorities straight, right? By the 3rd day, he decided that humans could roam around too, but only after he'd perfected the walruses. Week 2, the Great Walrus Flood. And Klombadrov, upon seeing the mischief of the humans, particularly their ice theft, decided to send a great flood. Not a catastrophic one to wipe out all life. No, Klombadrov had a soft spot for the walruses. So he sent a flood that rose no higher than the knees of the tallest man, which was mildly inconvenient, but ultimately manageable. In this version of the tale, Klombadrov decides that an all-encompassing flood would be far too dramatic and frankly unnecessary. Rather than a world-shattering deluge, Klombadrov opted for a more modest approach, a localized flood that would only cause humans the inconvenience of soggy socks and waterlogged trousers. After all, why go for overkill when you can achieve the desired effect with a few puddles? Humans were, of course, none too pleased with the inconvenience, but Klombadrov figured it would teach them a gentle lesson about not stealing ice, or, as we refer to it today, global warming. Meanwhile, the walruses lounged comfortably on their icebergs, unaffected by the rising water. Klombadrov didn't see the need to build any kind of boat-type vessel for them. They were resourceful creatures and perfectly content with their natural buoyancy. In true Klombadrovian style, the flood wasn't about destruction, but about playful inconvenience. Just enough to make humans rethink their choices without making them build anything as elaborate as a giant boat. In our next episode, we will be looking at the 10 Commandments,